Hi, welcome to Classic Car Cave. So, just a very quick intro into what we're going to do. So in this video you'll see me talking about, I've stripped down some of the interior. There's some, the master cylinder for the brake and the clutch has to come out, and I'll take the steering shaft out as well, the steering column, because we're taking the rack out anyway, the steering rack out, because we're going to fit a what they call a quick rack, which is a 2.2. You just get better steering with it. It's even more go-karty than normal with a Mini. So Amir is back, should be back here. It's now 10 to 9 on Tuesday night. He should be here about 10:30. So he normally gets here about 10:30. It's a fair run from Bosnia to here. And then tomorrow morning we can we'll take the steering rack off, take the steering wheel out completely, because I'll see if it needs some new bushings in it possibly. They're only plastic bushings anyway. And then we can easily get to the pedals then to get the split pins out and get the pins out of out for the master and the brake cylinder. They're like a collet pin. We'll get them out of the way because I need those to be able to I need that to be able to get the jig on right across the cross member at the front, and I also need them out because the legs of the jig go in through those holes as well. So I need all that out of the way, and then in the rest of hopefully in the rest of this video you'll see that first few minutes, and then the last bit where we've got it apart and got it back on got it on the jig, so you can see everything. That's the way we're going to do it and the way we're going to try and repair it. So I hope you enjoy the video. So look how thick that corner box section is. That'll give you an idea, and that's going right down to the bottom there where that seatbelt anchor is. I would say that's between 3 and 5 mil. I won't know until I start cutting away, but that's pretty heavy wall thickness that. But look at that upright all the way up the A pillar. That's what saved it. That's absolutely massive. I've got the back cleaned out on the quarter panel there. Unfortunately there's quite a bit of surface rust in there, which we'll have to treat after I put the floor in, because there's no way to get into it, I don't think. But it is only surface. If we wax oil it now, it should be okay, but I'll try and clean out what we can before we do it. This is the side panel, and I don't know what's going on here, what this has been made of, but it's quite rusty at the ends. You know that? Oh, that's just been painted brown. That looks like an old oil drum or something to me. And the welding's garbage on it. Really, it's piss poor. Oh, that looks like an old oil drum. It's so thin. I don't know. What's your thoughts on it? Oh, it's badly corroded inside though. Yeah. That's an oil drum. It could be anyway. Or maybe they just painted this shit on it to stop it rusting. But the welding's atrocious. It's like chicken shit. Anyway, these are all little things we can make better. But I'll take you around the other side and I'll show you the surface corrosion inside this companion bin. So there you go. I think you can see. Quite a bit of surface corrosion in there. They've obviously built this arm down the side to make this B-pillar stronger. But why they didn't go right down to the bottom, I don't know. And then there's another piece going down onto there. Christ, it's corroded there too. Oh, I don't know why people don't treat stuff when they put it in. Geez, even a bit of primer on it, something. Oh my God, look at the way they've cut this out. Hey, God. The standard of, well, I was going to call it workmanship. This isn't workmanship, but The standards are piss poor. People just want them to grab their money. Anyway, so there is a job I have to do before I can put the jig on, and I'm not even going to attempt it because my back will just go on me again, and I can't afford for that to happen. Because the pedals, I need to take off the clutch and brake master cylinder, and the clevis pins under here, they're a lot easier to get out. Getting them back in is a real pain in the ass. But we need to take these where the actual rods go from the master cylinders. We need to take out a little circlip or a pin, and then pull the circlips out, or pull the pins out, so we can pull the whole rod off and take it off the bulkhead. But I'm not even going to attempt that. So Amir's not back now till he starts work Wednesday morning, so we'll get that out first thing on the Wednesday, because he's very good. He's small, Amir, and he's very agile, and he can get in there. So say, taking them out is not too much of a problem. You have to crawl a bit, but getting them back in is a real arse of a job. It's one of the worst in a Mini. So we'll get them out, then we can put the jig on it, and see where we go from there. So I'll have to wait now for a couple of days until he comes back. I'm not even going to attempt it because on my back I'm going to hurt something, and I'm going to lay myself up for a week if I carry on. So Amir's been working on this. He's got everything out now. The pedals, the master cylinder for the clutch and the brake. He's got the steering column out, and the steering rack, and you can see he's already started working on this and pulled most of this out. This is just the start of it, but it's looking pretty good. But the problem we've got is we can't put it on. You can see here, we can pull this out with a dent puller, but it's looking a lot better than it was. The problem we've got is here, is the inner wing has got a split in it. I think you can see there. You see that split right up there, and there's another one. There's another small crack there. There's one there, and there's one up there. So we have to weld all that into place like that. Because what we'll do is, if we put it onto the jig, this will exacerbate this space here, which we already measured. So we'll get these welded up first before we put it on the jig. And we've already moved it forward. I'll move the car back so we can put the jig under it. But this has come on a treat, really, considering how badly damaged that was. The two brackets that were on it, obviously the two brackets that hold the number plate on, they were really badly distorted, and they had to come off first, because you wouldn't, if you've got something like a gasset, I believe they're here somewhere. Here they are. So if you've got something like that, especially when it's that strength of steel, I think that's 3mm, you will never get that twist back out of it with something like that in place. You need to take off any gaskets or any strengtheners, and then oh, looks like he's had a dent with the hitch. He's obviously took the trailer off and it's run into the car. Anyway, yeah, so that's where we've got the hood off. Got both sides off. I really don't like the way this, I obviously can't go forward, so it can only sit like that, and that's bloody awful. And then this bit here won't go back, so it has to go like that. I mean, look, they just stick up. It's shit. I think we can do something better than that. I think we can cut that down, and so it drops onto here. And then what we'll do is we'll get made in Bosnia. We'll get a cover made, which in black, to go with the seats, or dark grey, that comes up and goes over here and inside all the way around, so a cupola cover basically around the back. It'll look real nice. But I think we can do something better than this sticking up. It's shitty like that. And there's, yeah. So also you can see everything's out, steering's out. So what we'll do is we'll cut the front of this. We'll cut a little square into this, cut the wrinkles out so we can bring the toe board in line, and then we'll wait until the new floor pan arrives, or the new floor, and then we can measure up and cut it precisely. But just to relieve this, so we can get the toe board in line, and I'll take you back up and give me that. And I'll show you what we're doing. So, as I say, we're doing the crack now in here, sorting this crack out on this inner wing, but if you look here, you can see that already it's starting to look better. We're going to have to weld that, but fortunately we can repaint this in, but fortunately the arch goes on there and the arch isn't broken. But you can see there's a big difference between the front of that as it was and where it is now. So all this is pulled out, got all that square again. Still need some dollying up, and we have to take these gussets out on both sides, and we've reworked them. There's another one here, and we'll re-put the gussets in. They just hold the number plate, and that'll all be repainted in silver obviously, and then once the bumper's on it you won't see any of that lip. So that's a good start. Then once that wing is secure, the inner wing secure, we'll put the jig on it, get this out of the way, and then we can relief cut that toe board and bring that into line. So there we are. Oh, we're getting there, and I found a really nice place to keep all the stuff for Jeremy in the back of my 1935 or 36 or whatever it is Citroen. So everything's in there, all contained, which is nice. And this is the other stuff here. So there we go. So on that note, as usual, stay safe, keep the faith, enjoy your hobby, and I'll catch you in the next instalment. Take care.